Hello, welcome back to Distant Worlds 2. We are continuing our playthrough here as the Gizurean hegemony, and we are still within our initial solar system, trying to expand. We do have our first warp tech. Now we're working on better storage systems, which the goal is to be able to branch out and start looking at nearby systems, because our explorer ships are doing absolutely nothing because they don't have enough range and don't have enough. They've already explored pretty much everything that they have the capability of in our own system. We very likely are going to be finding well, here's pirates right here, but we're going to be finding more pirates for sure as we go around and start exploring outside our galaxy, which is going to trigger them to come attack us. Now, one of the life lessons I learned last time around was it's probably worth paying, at least up front, it's worth paying the cost to not get utterly annihilated. And then as you start getting more, well, as you start getting to a point where you can actually capture their ships, which is definitely something I want to do, given that our species, one of their bonuses or benefits is more likely to use to be able to board ships. So anyway, once you start doing that, theoretically you end up in a better position, and you could start breaking down the tech from their ships, which is another benefit of this particular species and the way I like to play anyway. So it's kind of a win-win. It's kind of just gonna keep going that route if I can, but we'll see what happens. There is another planet here I can colonize, but I don't have any colonization tech yet. It's still very early in the game. I don't think colonization's really in the cards right at this exact moment. It looks like we are building a mining station here, which should cover a big swath of the asteroid cluster here, and hopefully give us some of the resources we need for construction. I think right now the shortage we have is in steel, right? Up, and now it is no longer a shortage. We have no sources of that, so we are net positive on all that stuff right now. Fuel systems are about to finish. I should probably queue up another tech, and the question is, what do I want to do next? I need basic civilian ships. Planetary exploration would be good, because then I could explore more specific features of planets. I think we're gonna have to go the route of trying to get colony ships up and running. So let's go ahead and do that. I do want to eventually go stable warp fields, and I think, yeah, shipboarding is definitely a tech that's pretty high on the docket. And actually ion weapons as well, because early game we want to be able to disable their ships without destroying them, and ion weapons help accomplish that. So we can disable them, board them, and then do some stuff with early torpedoes. I think that's kind of the route to go. All right, we are about to finish our storage systems. We have finished it. Ooh, that was desperately needed. All right, let's go ahead and just very quickly take a look at our ship design. I kind of feel we need to upgrade all of our ships to utilize the new fuel cell in general. So let's just go ahead and upgrade all of the ships. Scouts for sure. Extra fuel cell is going to be great. I don't really need a mining station right now, right? Because I guess they use fuel. We might as well just upgrade everything. Let's sort by date created, just so we can make sure to do that. One benefit of doing like iterative ship updates is that private sector will pay to retrofit stuff, and you get a cut of the private sector cash. So we should see this cash stockpile go down and our stockpile go up a little bit as they retrofit and build all of that stuff. Looks like our ships are retrofitting right now, or coming back to retrofit. Okay, so you are a V3 scout now. What is your range with fuel? Still not well, you can go outside, you just can't come back. So it's still not quite enough to be able to leap out and kind of do whatever you want. All right, we got some hauling going on here. Satan's mining station. Looks like we got some fuel issues and energy issues with the stations. So we're gonna have to deal with that at some point. The issue is having run out of fuel, we're not generating enough energy to fully utilize whatever we got going on here. So yeah, we can't really look at reactor energy output, right? Because if the fuel's gone, that reactor's not generating. So we kind of have to look at static energy used and energy collection rate. Collection rate needs to be higher than static energy used if you want it to keep going. I think I'm like 75% sure that's right, which is pretty high level of confidence. All right, so we've got a little cash on hand. The question is, what do we do with it? We still don't really have any good tech. It's kind of holding out that we'd be able to get a crash in that, but I'll pay just to get it done quicker. Our cash flow is going up, which is great. We want to stay as cash positive as we possibly can for as long as we can. I'm sorry, but I feel like we have to always side with the scientist. We're not spying yet, so there's no point in worrying about that. And this scientist is already like ultra genius, patriot. I'd hate to lose this guy for just a spy. He's actually helping our research output quite a bit. All right, let's take a look at mining. So we are heading over here to build up a base to mine this stuff, which is desperately needed. The Emerald Crystal, Necrostone, Kazlan we're always short on. That's not a surprise. We just we must have just built something because it went away off the list. So Kazlan's still low, I'm certain of it. Yeah, it's this guy here. So we got over here, built this up. It's gonna take a little while, but eventually we're gonna mine plenty of Kazlan. So let's take a look at what our station is up to. Looks like it's not actively building anything. I don't want to build more exploration ships because they can't really do anything right now. They can't get far enough. I need them to be able to reach a further distance. And enhanced storage, that's too much. 16 years, that's way too long. We cannot afford that at the moment. I will pop on research labs because the sooner we get better research labs, the sooner we can, get tech faster. So it's just increasing that base research rate, which just affects every tech down the road. So the sooner you get that done, the better off you are. Certainly a lot of traffic going between these stations here. When the pirates arrive, it's going to be a sad time. So we're going to have to pay them off at least for a while. All right, we got expanded civilian ships. We're working on boarding. I eventually need to queue up the ability to do basic colonization and planetary exploration. Both valuable things. Crew systems could be good. It'll increase the amount of crew capacity, which is going to be helpful if we start using assault pods and invading enemy ships. I don't think we're going to be able to take this anytime soon. The strength is 1275, which is going to be way too much for me. Oh, it has hex armor, huh? And a hive hanger. Interesting. It's got my race-specific techs. Still very early game. All right, so looking at the private economy, it seems to be doing pretty well overall. Definitely staying positive. I'm a little surprised they're not spending more money to build stuff. I mean, it looks like they are building some stuff, small freighters, mining ships, so maybe I take that back. I think they are actually starting to build stuff now. I'm not going to waste money on building anything because I'm going to be retrofitting everything over and over again. I have to side with the scientist again, which I think every time I do that, he gains. So ultra genius and sober, just extra all research. So we're just always going to have -5 happiness from the constant rivalries that are going to be happening. a little less than ideal. It's an interesting dynamic they built in for this species. Give it a little flavor. I do like that it buffs a unit permanently. The only downside is if you ever don't side with that, you're kind of screwed. I just don't, you run the risk of losing the guy that you've built up multiple times in the past. My only hope is that down the road, we usually get so many of these, like scientists and generals and all that stuff, that it's statistically less likely to cause yourself a problem. All right, our cash flow is kind of a little all over the place. It's going up and down. I'm guessing we got to be doing something. Looks like we have plenty of Kazlan on hand, at least right now. So is anybody bringing Kazlan to the stations? No. Well, that doesn't seem great. Let's see if we could retrofit those mining stations. Toss on an energy collector. I think that will... Let's see if that solves the problem. I think it will, but I'm not 100% sure. Now at least the energy rate is staying up, even with the fuel being empty. Very little cargo. We got to get bigger cargo ships. All right, well, we haven't gotten a bonus by now, so let's go ahead and crash research that. I'm actually going to move research labs up the list here to next, just because we're not actively being attacked. I say probably as we're going to get attacked right away, but I think it's better to get that out of the way, and then maybe we could start looking at, yeah, I mean, medium and large ships are awesome, but actually we can get medium mining ships right now. Let's go ahead and do that. We could auto-generate design. I don't think we need to do anything too fancy right now. Is that the only medium thing we got? I think so. There is a version 2 of Spaceport. Why did it not? Oh, because I don't have the colony tech. Yes, okay. We can go ahead and... No, we can't build any of that, huh? We do the small spaceport? We can. Alright, so this will be the SSP-2. Nope, SSP-3. Yes. Okay, so we'll make this obsolete. We can upgrade to the next iteration, which it looks like we are doing right away. The only thing is, I did probably make a little bit of a boo-boo there. Let me go ahead and hit upgrade again and just make sure. Yeah, see, I want to build docking bays because I think that's kind of important as well, even if it's at the cost of some armor and some weapons. So we need another crew system. All right, let's do SSP-4 there. Oopsie poopsie. I just want to make sure that the docking bays exist. So it's going to upgrade to SSP-3 and then probably upgrade immediately again to SSP-4. But as we get more and more of these ships coming in, it's going to be more important to be able to have the docking, because that's going to help. It's going to help with the transfer resources. Right, let's do another upgrade. Should be next on the docket. It'll go pretty quick, I think. Okay, there it goes. So now we actually have some docking bays, which should help with loading and unloading, right? Because it adds throughput, so it should be a lot faster. It doesn't matter as much right now with these tiny ships because they're just dropping off very little. But once we start getting the larger ships that have more resources, we want them to get in and get out quicker so that we're not bottlenecking. So I got to imagine we're going to start building some medium mining ships. Private economies seems to be pretty healthy. We really got to get to the point where we're branching beyond our current system, even if that costs us some time and tech, because we're kind of bottlenecked right now. Really need to get this other planet up and running too. So that's within reach. So let's go ahead and just get that up and running as fast as possible. Part of doing that, I think, is doing the research labs just to maximize our growth potential. We do have a couple research stations, so be good to build that out a little bit. I also think we're getting kind of no, 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 I guess we're not. Our max pop is 62.99, and we're at 54.37. So we're not quite getting to our max pop, but we're not that far away either. So it would be good to get another planet up and running, start getting some of those population migrated over there. I think we also need to build a transport ship for that. Take a look. The small passenger ship is in the list here. Do we have one of those? I feel like that's one of the ones that was giving us a hard time. I'm guessing there's another tech we need, but there's got to be another tech missing. I wish it told you, or if it did, I wish I knew where that was and was paying attention. All right, basic colonization will be next, and that should allow us to get another colony up and running, which will be good. Advanced survey module will help too, because I think we could start scanning some of the stuff on the planets, which might unlock some more resources for us. Man, we got a lot of ships hovering around here. So the nice thing about, I guess, the research lab I gotta build, it's not like a in-place upgrade or anything. I'm gonna have to upgrade that after this is done, and hopefully we can get those retrofitted and bump our research. Our economy is holding steady right now. It's not great, but it's not in the negative, at least not yet. I want to try to avoid going in the negative as much as possible, although that can be tricky. All right, we are about to hit research. Then we can start on basic colonization, which should yield the ability to build a colony ship, which will then let us colonize that planet. Let's go ahead and retrofit our research station design. Energy, static energy used, it's underneath, so that's fine. Yes, save. So hopefully we get those retrofitted. Wow, I felt like that jumped up a lot. Oh, because our research went down because we're probably retrofitting all those stations right now. Let's retrofit that one too. We do have research coming from here as well, so maybe we should retrofit that. Well, I guess let's go ahead and redesign the spaceport. Should just upgrade the research lab. I don't think it'll do much else, so let's go ahead and do that. Get a little retrofit going here. There we go. Now that's producing a little more. I feel like we're right back up to where we were, which is not great. Go ahead and pay to crash research that. Get it down to 1.5 years, which at least is somewhat reasonable. Is this done building? It is. Oh, this is still under construction. No, it's done now. We didn't gain any more. All right, so some of the research is coming from colony population. I'm pretty sure my species is quite prolific. So, although we are coming up on the pop cap, so I definitely need to get that colony up and running so that we have a place to expand to. We got to keep that growth going. Really need to get outside of this system. I feel a little bit constrained here. So while it is great to do all of these things, I feel like enhanced storage needs to be up on the list, just because I need to be able to get out of this system and start exploring. We could start messing with the expanded. I really want this medium freighters, but I think we got to start small, go with the cheaper techs for now. That would be good. This would be good. I actually think these should be maybe a little higher on the list because they benefit us more than better weapons do. Maybe even ahead of enhanced storage, just because I think that's going to help just get us out there. We do have ship boarding. I probably should get this up and running too, because this is a race specific tech. I can get some station starfighters up and running. No point unless they have decent enough weapons, so I think we can queue that up after the weapon techs. Okay. So what was that? Cassian Crystal. Kazlan. We have a fair amount, but we are negative on the production. Not overly surprising. Alright, let's get this colonization done because we are running out of room on this planet. I wonder if the fission reactor and the warp bubble generator before enhanced storage will still help us get further out there. I think it might, because I think it's more fuel efficient. Alright, 80-ish days, and we'll be able to get a colony ship up and running, and that should be just in time. All right. First contact. Where are these boys? They must have come into our system. Okay, colonization tech is done. Let's go ahead and get a ship up and running. We can just do this for now. We definitely want to colonize this planet as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and queue that up for colonization. That should start building a colony ship. There it is. Now the question is, can I also build passenger ships? I do not have a design for passenger ships. Nope, still can't do that. So there's some other tech that's needed for that. Let's try to at least get this colony ship built. What am I short on, resource-wise? Oh, nice. Anything that helps our development is good. I think we're loading up some people, which is good given our max pop. Well, how are we over max population? All right, well, we're going to go over there and colonize that planet. Let's go ahead and crash research this. At least we're spending some of our money that we had built up, I think in a relatively effective way. This colony, at least up front, this colony is going to be pretty rough. All right, our second colony is up and running, negative 1800. So that's going to just kill our, I mean, our growth rate's good, so it should recover relatively quickly. Hopefully our development starts improving once we start moving supplies back and forth to that planet as well. Oh, it's shrinking. That's not good. All right, we got that done, and we can work on stable warp fields. It's only a year, so, well, a year and 1.3 years. I think I'm going to wait for that to be done before I retrofit any of my ships, just because I'd rather do both at the same time. Here is our Ekdarian friends. What are you doing? Transport migrants, huh? Did you take some of our population? Interesting. The other thing I need to find is how do I get... What else do I need for the passenger ship? Like, why won't it let me build that? I'm guessing there's something I need to do for that. Basic transport systems would be my guess. So let's add those to the list and get them higher up in the queue. I feel like we're constantly skipping our queued up stuff here, but it makes sense. Let's get medical systems and all that stuff up and running too, just because anything that's going to help our economy is probably a pretty good idea. And I think it lowers costs. One of these lowers costs on... Yeah, that's damage reduction. This is trade bonus. Maybe it's the recreation system. Yeah, maintenance savings, 5%. So let's get that up there, and then we'll move this up as well. And I'm just trying to prioritize the stuff we have to do based on where we're currently at. So our economy's floundering a little bit, so I'd like to get something retrofit in there to try to help alleviate that by reducing the costs of our ships and our mining stations. We don't need any of these, so I don't know why we're trying to build another station, which is just going to cost us more money. I do want to get passenger ship up and running, because then we could start sending some population over to here. Not here. Here. Growth rate is incredible over here, 15%. I mean, part of why our economy is suffering is the colonization, right? So it's 1,800, or well, now 1,600 something in the negative, which is a lot of money early game to not have available to you. And it is slowing down both our research and our colony growth, the money we're sinking into that. Hey, a spy has appeared. I think we need to put that spy to work. Come on, let's go check out our spy. Oh, we have multiple spies. Look at this. All right, well, let's target them. And I think we have to look at, like, what's the juiciest thing we could steal. We should probably steal deflectors, right, to get some shields up and running. Assuming I can actually pull that off. Let's see what happens there. Okay, once these warp fields are done, I'm gonna go ahead and retrofit some of our ships, especially our exploration ships. The hope is that they will have enough juice then to make it out of our system and start exploring elsewhere. Tourists, okay. So they're not going there to live. They're just going there to hang out. We should retrofit all of our ships once we get this warp fields done, just because it'll benefit everyone to be able to move faster. Okay, so that's done. Let's go ahead and retrofit all of the ships. Let's start with the civilian ships. And I'm just going to try to do an upgrade. Still quite in the negative there, but that's okay. That'll be remedied in the long run. All right, let's look at our scout ships. Again, still quite negative. I don't think there's much we can do about it, right? But fuel cells are more important than the fission reactors. I need that extra crew system, so I can't get rid of that. Yeah, there's really nothing else I could do right now. All right, well, that's all done. We got some retrofitting going on here. Take a look at our... Okay, now you can definitely reach actually quite a bit. Oh, they're right next to us. They are not far at all. Well, that's not good for one of us. I don't know which one yet, but all right, now we're branching out finally. Look at us spidering out into the galaxy. I do feel like at this point I probably should build a little more on the exploration ship front, right? I think. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, let's do a protection agreement, because I don't want to deal with them right now. Pirates. We finally found pirates, because we made the bold leap of leaving our system. Is that these pirates? Or is that somebody else? Somebody else. All right, here we go. They're starting to roll in now. All right, I'm going to accept all the treaties for now. It's going to cost us, but I think it's kind of worth it at the moment. I'm eventually going to start breaking down those ships, but I'm just not in a position to deal with it at the moment. So I have to kind of maximize our... Hey, successful... Nice. Well, somebody must have gotten caught. Right? Because I'm down one. Alright, let's think the Empire is probably my best bet. Ooh. That's pretty low odds. Actually, Teekan is higher odds. None of this is good. 71% is a decent chance. So I'll go ahead and assign that. Hopefully we have a little better luck. Let's take a look at the tech. Wait, shield tech's up here, right? Early energy deflectors. All right, so once this is done, we should have the ability to build a passenger ship. I think that was the module that was missing that was preventing us from being able to do it. Let's go ahead and add a new small passenger ship. Yes, it was. So let's go ahead, slap that down. Hopefully we'll get some passenger ships kicked out so we can start moving some of our slowing growing population over to here. These guys are growing much, much faster. It'd be good to dump some people over there. Our economy is struggling, mostly because we're paying a lot of money for the pirates to protect us. I think we just keep accepting for now, but eventually they're going to need to fight each other. Maybe I'll tell the more Talon network to pound sand, because I don't, at least what I know of them, they're weak. Can we do a protection thing? Here, what will you do for this? Learn of them. Matter of fact, let's help our friends. Let's negotiate a deal. Let's get our spy back. Oh, they either fixed it or they've already met all the pirates. I'm not sure which. Well, it's too expensive to get the spy back this way, so I guess hard pass on that for now. We have an oversupply of that. There's no need to go down that path at the moment. We are actually in the negative now, which is less than ideal. All right, the looting is going to start. Hey, new resource. Gonna be a lot of that. No, I don't want to spend my money on unknown system maps. I'll just discover it myself. Yes, let's get anything new would be great. Oh, you don't like me enough to offer me a protection agreement. Okay, I see how it is. All right, so we have a new ambassador. I feel like we need to... Can we not actually send them anywhere? Apparently not. We'll scratch that idea. I'm a little surprised we're not building any passenger ships, or at least we haven't sent any passenger ships. All right, so basic space commerce center is available. Let's go ahead and look at our different bases and see if we can retrofit and add in a commerce center if one is not already there. Static energy used is beneath, so let's go ahead and energy collector as well. Keep us in the positive. All right, let's upgrade this. We definitely need a commerce center on this bad boy, which unfortunately means we're losing some weapons maybe, but it's probably more important to have that. Again, with the static energy usage being higher, we're going to need one of those. All right, and let's look at civilian bases. Retrofit this. This is where some of the cost savings should come in. Let's go ahead and plop that on there. I think everything is good. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, we stole more energy reflectors. Still didn't get the tech though, which is a little surprising, I guess. Let's see who's got the best odds. All pretty abysmal. I think I'd rather get the pirates mad at me. Let's do early beam weapons. Certainly missing the Daewoo spy techs. Those were pretty juicy. These are not that good. All right, let's go ahead and build that. Did we already retrofit this? We did. I do not want to build more ships right now. I just want to explore, which is what we are currently doing. Let's go ahead and... Can we rush this? We cannot. Never mind. I was clicking on the wrong thing. I think it's a good use of money to try to rush some of the basic techs just to be able to progress forward quicker. All right, so the scouts are surveying away. I ultimately need to build even more scouts, but for starters, having at least 12 is pretty good. Evil Moon Guild. All right, let's get basic recreation systems. Our research output has dropped because our economy is in the negative, which is not great. Oh no, our colony was raided. That's certainly gonna keep people angry for longer. Independent colony of Teekans. Let's send you a large gift. Let's offer you a limited agreement. Show me where you're at. Probably should have checked that first. That was also a lot of money. All right, you're up there. I could definitely... You know what? I'm just gonna let them build it. Just build it. I could definitely see myself reaching here, maybe? Be nice to get that colony. All right, this guy's a double agent. Let's dismiss him. You still have a chance of not being garbage. Any tech you could steal would be great. So many pirates. But that is what we that is what we chose. All right, so I don't need to worry as much about enhanced storage right now because I thought that might be necessary to kind of branch us out. But that is not the case. I just needed a better or more efficient tech. So that's fine. You know what I should consider? If I am worried about getting this planet, if I want to bring that into the fold, I probably should work on the Teekan Diplotech. 47 years, never mind. They could be angry with me as long as they need. That is crazy. All right, let's look at the independent colonies. So that's going down. I hope this changes, like the troubled by strange alien ways. Good reputation. Okay. That's one way to one way to call it. Well, I don't think it's going down any further. Right? The appreciate kind gifts is going to tick down, but it's not negative. This might even go up. Really? You're attacking our colony still? We gotta get some troops on this planet and help protect us. They keep destroying the base when we build it, so it's kind of a waste. But I'm just gonna decline it for now. All right, early ion weapons are within our grasp. This is building up the trade trust. So I'm gonna let that build up as much as it can. Hopefully we can eventually become positive with them. All right, I think I need to send these spies out. We'll just keep trying to steal from these guys for the time being. Looks like they went down the path of kinetic weapons. These are all terribly difficult. Trying to see if anybody's any better on the healing front. These are all super high risk. I guess we'll stick to stealing from this empire for now, just because it's the best. Well, maybe not. That might not even be the best odds. All right, let's try to steal basic target tracking. It's 57%. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and call it an episode there. I think we've made some decent progress. Hey, interesting. Oh, that's the Teekans that are somewhat turning positive with us. All right, well, I'm going to let that tick up as much as we can before we spend a ton more money trying to incorporate them into our empire. I think that's just going to take time. So we're going to do that as much as possible. We built our second colony. We are branching out. We are exploring the entire galaxy. We do have another empire that is very close to us. Not really sure how that's going to go with them, but we'll keep exploring, keep expanding, try to make some progress. I'd love to get to the point where we can disable some pirate ships and start grabbing them and breaking them down for some research bonus, just to try to leapfrog in the research game a little bit. But we'll kind of see how that goes over time. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, see more content in the future. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.